Number 1.
Hey, do you have a minute to talk?
Sure. What's the problem?
One of our clients asked me a question about your project, but I'm not up to date on the details.
Didn't you get my emails?
I guess you must have forgotten to add my address. Could you make sure that I'm included from now on?
Of course. Sorry. I'll make sure to stick a note on my computer monitor to remind me.
Question. What does the woman ask the man to do? Number 2.
Can I help you, sir?
I'm trying to check out this novel a friend recommended, but the automated checkout won't let me.
Let me see. It seems you haven't paid to replace a missing book.
Really? I'm sure I paid that by credit card online.
If you have proof of payment, I can restore your borrowing privileges.
I'll look for that. But can I just borrow the book now?
I'm afraid I can't make any exceptions.
Question. What does the woman tell the man?
Number 3.
Is Christoph in his office?
No, he's out again today. He's at his daughter's soccer game, I think.
Family time is important, but our manager needs to be around to actually manage things. He's already taken around 6 days off this month to help out with school field trips or take his kids somewhere.
Yeah, we missed a deadline last week because he wasn't around.
I think we need to bring this up with the corporate office. It's getting serious.
Question. Why is the man concerned?
Number 4.
How should we celebrate our anniversary? 25 years is a big deal.
The kids want us to have a party with a fancy dinner, music, and dancing.
I was thinking something a bit simpler. Maybe renting a house somewhere that we could all stay in for a couple of days.
You know, we could save money if we just lit some candles while eating a nice steak dinner at home.
A dinner that I'd have to cook? I think 25 years deserves a bit more than that.
Okay, your idea sounds good.
Question. What does the woman suggest?
Number 5.
Professor Barnes, could you remind me when our midterm paper is due?
Sure, Mason. It's due at 5 p.m. a week from today.
Got it. I can include my opinion in the paper, right?
If it's supported by research, you need sources to back up your ideas.
I've found some excellent books in the library.
Make sure they are up to date. It might be wise to include some journal articles to ensure your paper is based on the latest research.
Okay.
Question. What advice does the woman give the man about the midterm paper? Number 6.
I'm so sorry about hitting your car. Are you okay?
I'm fine. And it looks like the damage is minimal too.
A cat suddenly appeared on the road, and I was trying not to hit it.
Well, I'm glad it's safe.
Me too. Obviously, my insurance will need to cover this, since I'm completely responsible.
Okay, let's exchange information and we can deal with it later. I'm late for a business meeting.
Definitely. I really hope I didn't mess up your whole day.
Question. What does the man say about the accident? Number 7.
I had a talk with Benny's school counselor today.
And?
She's concerned because his grades are slipping.
Well, it must be hard to balance studying with all the club activities he's been doing.
I think he's taken on too much this year.
But extracurricular activities are important too. They look good on college applications.
Yes, but not at the expense of schoolwork. He'll need to cut back on something.
Okay, but I think he should continue playing baseball.
Question. Why is the woman concerned about Benny?
Number 8.
We need to talk about saving for Caitlin's college expenses.
She just started elementary school. What's the hurry?
There are investment accounts specifically designed for long-term savings. A little each month now is better than big amounts later on.
I guess so, but I expect her to get a job to help pay her tuition.
Certainly, but she won't be able to pay it all on her own.
Maybe we need some expert advice. I'll call the bank and set up an appointment with an advisor.
Question. What does the man decide to do?
Number 9.
I wasn't very impressed by that restaurant we went to last night.
Really? I thought the food tasted pretty good, and it had a lively atmosphere.
I guess the food was okay, but it took ages for our order to arrive, and the waitstaff was rude.
I have to admit, the guy who served us was a little impolite, but I think that was just because he had to deal with so many tables at once.
That's no excuse. The restaurant should hire more staff.
Question. What is the man's opinion about the restaurant?
Number 10.
David, have you heard about the new project our department is taking on?
Yeah, my boss is the project leader, so he announced it in our weekly team meeting. I'm really excited about it.
It just sounds like extra work to me, and we're already struggling to cope with our workload.
I agree that it's going to make us busy, but I think it'll be worth it. If the project's a success, we'll have a much better chance of being promoted.
Even so, I'm still concerned.
Question. What is one thing the woman thinks about the project?
Number 11.
We may need to replace the water heater in the bathroom. The water kept going cold while I was having a shower.
Really? I had no trouble getting hot water this morning. Water heaters are expensive, so I'd rather not get a new one unless we have to.
I understand what you're saying, but it would be better to replace it before it stops working altogether.
Fair enough, but let's just keep an eye on it for now.
Okay. But if the problem keeps happening, I'm calling the plumber.
Question. What do the man and woman agree to do?
Number 12.
Professor Roberts, could you remind me of the deadline for the assignment?
It's due at the end of the month, but I encourage you not to leave it to the last minute. You'll need to do a fair bit of research, which might take longer than you think.
Okay. I'll choose a topic and make an essay outline this weekend.
Good idea, and feel free to ask me if you need any help finding good sources.
Thanks, Professor. I appreciate that.
Question. What will the student probably do? A. The Great Wood of Caledon. Ancient Roman historical records refer to an immense forest known as the Great Wood of Caledon in what is now Scotland. Rome had conquered the rest of Britain, but had failed repeatedly to conquer this region. Many Roman historians claimed the invasions were unsuccessful because of the difficulty of fighting in the dense pine forest that covered the landscape. Indeed, the Romans were long blamed for the destruction of a Scottish pine forest some 2,000 years ago. However, modern research suggests this may not all be true. First, the forest also contained trees other than pine, and the forests do not seem to have been as dark and dense as Roman writings suggested. Furthermore, the forest peaked in size some 6,000 years ago and had been in decline ever since. It was likely ancient humans chopping down the forest for hunting and agriculture that was mainly responsible for reducing its size, rather than the Romans being responsible.
Questions. Number 13. What did many ancient Roman historians say about the Great Wood of Caledon? Number 14. What does modern research suggest about the Great Wood of Caledon?
B. On the front line. In 1936, photographers Gerda Taro and Robert Capa traveled to Spain to cover the Civil War there. Taro became interested in photography after first meeting Capa, who would later become a famous war photographer. While Taro helped promote Capa's photos, Capa helped her learn photography, and she became an officially registered member of the press. While in Spain, the couple photographed not just frontline battles, but also other aspects of war, including the suffering of civilians and refugees. Taro also began to work more independently, and it is said she was determined to experience the reality of war firsthand. Sadly, in one operation in 1937, she was struck by a tank and later died. She is said to be the first female photographer to have been killed reporting on war. Soon after her death, her work was largely forgotten. It was only many decades later that it became more widely appreciated.
Questions. Number 15. What does the speaker say about Gerda Taro and Robert Capa? Number 16. What does the speaker conclude about Taro? C. Spider sounds. Researchers in the United States have discovered that spiders can detect sounds through their webs. They found that the silk used in spider webs could pick up air disturbances created by sound waves up to 3 meters away. The silk is also capable of detecting frequencies outside the range of human hearing. A mechanical engineer in the U.S. believes this knowledge can be used to help make more powerful and more sensitive microphones. Human hearing is controlled by air pressure. Pressure changes cause the eardrum to vibrate at different frequencies, and the brain processes the resulting vibrations as sounds. Currently, microphones are designed based on this principle, but one drawback is that making microphones bigger is the only way to make them more sensitive. However, the U.S. researchers have demonstrated that microphones that respond to airflow in the way that spider silk does can be significantly smaller without losing sensitivity.
Questions. Number 17. What is true according to the speaker? Number 18. What is one thing the speaker says about current microphones? D. Nilometers. Ancient Egypt was heavily dependent on the Nile River. Each year, the river flooded the surrounding plains, leaving fertile soil behind when the water level dropped. This allowed the ancient Egyptians to grow crops, so the size of the flood had a major impact on the annual harvest. If the flood was too small, only a limited area would be covered with the soil, leading to a poor harvest. If the flood was too big, the crops could be destroyed. To predict the size of the annual flood, the ancient Egyptians built large stone structures called nilometers, which measured the river's water level. In fact, historians now believe these structures had an additional purpose. The ancient Egyptian government placed a tax on goods, and the rate of this tax was decided each year. If nilometer measurements suggested there would be a good harvest, the tax was set at a higher rate.
Questions. Number 19. What is one thing the speaker says about the ancient Egyptians? Number 20. What do we learn about nilometers?
E. Climate and the brain. Scientists have long known that climatic conditions affect physical health, but a UK study suggests they also influence the brain. By analyzing past research, the study's authors found that heat waves caused a rise in hospital visits due to brain conditions. According to the study's leader, the brain only functions properly within a certain temperature range, so it usually regulates its own temperature. However, brain conditions can prevent this from happening, making sufferers of such conditions more vulnerable to the effects of high temperatures. In fact, the study showed that healthy people were also affected by climatic conditions. Extreme weather events such as storms disrupt people's lives and create stress, which can have a negative effect on brain function over time. One of the study's authors warned that this meant the number of people suffering from brain conditions would likely increase because global warming is making extreme weather events more common.
Questions. Number 21. What is one thing the UK study showed? Number 22. What does one of the study's authors believe will happen? F. Third places and leadership. In the late 20th century, the sociologist Ray Oldenburg proposed the idea of the third place, a space separate from home and the workplace, such as a park or cafe, where people can relax and socialize. These spaces can help individuals release stress, stimulate creativity, and achieve a healthier work-life balance. While third places can vary widely, Oldenburg noted some essential characteristics. For example, cost should not be a barrier to entering, and people should be free to come and go as they wish. Third places can be especially beneficial for workplace leaders. For such people, balancing life and work can be particularly challenging, especially since remote working has blurred the lines between work and home life. Socializing in third places can help leaders gain new perspectives and bring renewed energy to work. This can enhance leadership effectiveness and also help create a workplace culture that benefits employees' well-being.
Questions. Number 23. What is true about third places? Number 24. According to the speaker, what can happen when leaders visit third places? G. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 25.
If you're holding an exhibition, we have the Rose Gallery and the Sun Gallery. The Sun Gallery can hold up to 50 people, while the Rose Gallery can hold around 90. However, those rooms are only for displaying art. So, if you're planning a workshop or class, we have the Blue Room or the Sky Studio. They can each accommodate up to 30 people. If you're using ink or paints, the Blue Room is more suitable because it has a sink for washing brushes and other equipment. All rooms can be rented by the day or by the hour.
Now, mark your answer on your answer sheet.
H. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 26.
Attention students and staff. The fire drill will begin in 10 minutes. Ninth grade classes should proceed to the main sports field behind the gym. Please note that due to maintenance work, you cannot walk through the gym to reach the field. 10th grade classes should head to the staff parking lot. 11th and 12th grade classes are to assemble in the small auditorium. Students and staff currently in the art and music rooms should also proceed to this location regardless of class year. Remember, this is a drill designed for your safety, so please follow instructions carefully. Thank you for your cooperation.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
I. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 27.
As I warned you last year, the chemical treatment we applied is not always effective. The disease has progressed, and it's no longer possible to save the tree. It's a shame, but due to its condition, your only option is to have it removed. If the tree is more than 50 centimeters in diameter, you'll need a permit from City Hall for the removal. I'm afraid I can't apply on your behalf. Once that's taken care of, you can book a date to have the tree taken down.
Now, Mark your answer on your answer sheet.
J. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 28.
First up is the evening city tour. You'll walk to the hilltop castle, the old cathedral, and the Roman bridge a few kilometres out of town. We also have a daytime bus tour that includes those sites, so that's less physically demanding than the walking tour. A daytime tour requiring fitness is the cycling tour, which takes you beyond the city to explore local nature spots, including the stunning lake. Finally, we have a 2-hour tour along the city's river. Just relax on a riverboat, enjoy lunch, and listen as the guide gives you the lowdown on local history.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
Number 1.
Christy, you know the rule. No social media after 6 p.m.
Sorry, Dad. I just need to post an update to one account.
Look, there are reasons your mother and I set these limits. For one, spending too much time on social media makes people forget how to relate to each other in the real world.
But I only really use it to share things with my close friends.
Well, if they're your close friends, you can communicate when you see them in person.
Question. What does the man tell his daughter about social media? Number 2.
You must be looking forward to summer vacation, Rick.
I'm actually planning to take a few classes, Mom.
Shouldn't you take a break? Your engineering program is so demanding.
Well, I'm hoping to graduate ahead of schedule and start on my master's degree.
It might not be a bad idea to get some work experience first.
I'd rather get my studies over with while I'm motivated.
If you say so. But you should give it some thought.
Question. What does the man say?
Number 3.
We need to talk about Jared. He doesn't play sports with his friends anymore, and he hasn't read a book in weeks.
I know. And he used to love those things.
This has all happened since we purchased that tablet computer for him. He reaches for it as soon as he wakes up.
Yeah. We bought it to help him with his school reports, not for him to waste time watching online videos.
Maybe we should set a limit on his daily screen time.
I agree.
Question. What has the couple decided to do?
Number 4.
Did you find out what's wrong with your watch, Cindy?
Not yet. It's strange that it keeps running fast. It's off by almost 10 minutes every day.
I thought you just bought it last month.
I did, but it was used, so I guess it can't be helped.
I hope it has a warranty, though. Repairs aren't cheap.
The manufacturer's warranty has expired, but I know the store's warranty will cover it.
That's good.
Question. What do we learn about the woman's watch? Number 5.
We need to hire more staff for the accounting department.
We've been trying, but no suitable candidates have applied. We tried an employment agency, which was a waste of time. The candidates they introduced didn't even have the necessary qualifications.
How about posting something at the business school? This year's graduates may not have much experience, but they should have the qualifications you need.
It's worth a try. I'll ask if I can post something on the school's career board.
Question. What does the man suggest the woman do?
Number 6.
This is Melanie from Rydale Real Estate. Did you look over the floor plans I emailed?
Yes, but I can't decide whether to go for a 2- or 3-story house.
It's more about how close you want to be to a train station.
That's definitely my priority.
Most homes closer to stations are on smaller pieces of land, so they tend to have 3 floors. If you don't mind climbing stairs, you get more space.
Stairs don't bother me.
Question. What is one thing the man says?
Number 7.
Phil, it's your turn to do the dishes tonight.
I'm exhausted, Kim. Can you do it? I promise I'll take your turn tomorrow.
Look, I know you don't like doing it, but you agreed we'd share the housework equally.
I know. I just don't have the energy at night.
Well, neither do I. If you don't want to help out, then let's get a dishwasher.
Okay, I'm free to go to the store tomorrow.
Question. What will the couple probably do? Number 8.
I just got a worrying phone call from Glenda next door.
What did she say?
Last night, some of the other neighbors saw a suspicious-looking car driving around slowly with its lights out. It disappeared when they went outside.
That sounds like burglars looking for a house to break into. I'm glad she let us know.
Yes, thank goodness we have neighbors who are alert.
Question. Why are the speakers concerned? Number 9.
I'm a bit concerned about our marketing campaign for the new model of our smartwatch, Ursula.
I am too. I think some of the descriptions of the features are misleading.
I know they're trying to justify the price increase, but I'm worried they'll lead to a lot of complaints.
Yeah, especially the claims about the battery. Most people won't get that much life out of them.
I think we'd better have a meeting about adjusting some of the text in the ads.
Question. What will probably be discussed at the meeting?
Number 10.
Honey, I got a phone call from Michael's teacher today.
Oh, what did she say?
It seems that Michael hasn't been paying attention in class. She seemed quite concerned about him.
I hope he's not disturbing the other kids, is he?
No, she said he was just staring out the window.
We'll have to talk with him about this when he gets home.
Question. What did Michael's teacher tell the parents?
Number 11.
Hey, honey, I'm about to experiment with a new recipe.
What do you mean by experiment?
I'm just going to try it out for the first time to see if it's good.
Oh, okay. It's just that sometimes you like to play around with the ingredients and amounts.
Well, cooking is all about creativity.
Sure, but that's after you've mastered the recipe as it is. You know that old saying, you must learn the rules before you can break them.
Question. What does the man imply?
Number 12.
That's a beautiful old pocket watch.
It was my great-grandfather's. It's over a century old, but it still tells the time accurately.
Wow, it's really fancy looking too.
Look at the design on the back. It's really artistic.
Oh, it's an eagle. Very elegant.
I heard it was designed by a famous watchmaker. It's supposed to be quite valuable.
You could sell it to an antique dealer.
I think I'll keep it and pass it down to my children.
Question. What does the man say about the pocket watch? A. The real Kraken. In Nordic mythology, the Kraken was a sea monster that attacked ships and consumed their crews. According to legend, large shoals of fish swam alongside the Kraken, so fishermen brave enough to go near it could get large catches. The Kraken was first described in writing by King Sverre of Norway in the 12th century, and the myth became so accepted that the creature was listed in the first systemized surveys of the natural world written in the 18th century. Scientists now believe the myth originated from sightings of giant squid, which can reach a length of around 12 meters. These creatures live deep in the world's oceans and are rarely seen. Although a scientific description of a dead giant squid was carried out in the 1850s, studying them has proved difficult. In fact, it was not until 2004 that one was photographed in its natural habitat.
Questions. Number 13. What did legends say about the Kraken? Number 14. What does the speaker say about giant squid?
B. Freedom House. The Freedom House ambulance service was established in the late 1960s in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Before Freedom House, the majority of people being taken to hospitals were transported by the police or funeral homes, and they concentrated more on speedy transport than on providing care on the way. Freedom House was the first American ambulance service to have paramedics, highly trained professionals who provided treatment that could make the difference between life and death. Freedom House began in a black neighborhood with high unemployment rates. Its black paramedics were local residents who received education and training from doctors who wanted to improve the health of the community. Although they sometimes encountered hostility from white patients who did not want to be treated by non-white paramedics, they saved many lives and became role models. The Freedom House ambulance service ended in the mid-70s, but it inspired many cities to start their own paramedic programs.
Questions. Number 15. How was the Freedom House ambulance service different from other hospital transportation services? Number 16. What problem did the Freedom House paramedics face? C. Singer sewing machines. The Singer sewing machine was one of the 19th century's most significant innovations. While sewing machines existed already, they could only produce straight lines, and the number of stitches they could sew at one time was limited. However, the American inventor Isaac Singer designed a machine capable of operating continuously, and which could also sew curved lines, permitting users to do a greater variety of tasks than other sewing machines did. Singer's machines often cost several months' salary. Though many women were enthusiastic about a machine that meant they would not have to sew by hand, many men were reluctant to purchase the machines. This was because prejudices of the time made them believe the new inventions were too complicated for women to operate. Therefore, Singer hired women to demonstrate them in public. Along with special payment plans that let people pay a little at a time, these demonstrations made the machines hugely popular.
Questions. Number 17. What was one advantage the Singer sewing machine had over other models? Number 18. What problem did Isaac Singer have?
D. A soldier's life. In World War I, over 1 million Indian soldiers fought as part of the British Indian Army. One such soldier was Khudadad Khan, a Muslim born in what is now Pakistan. Khan was sent with his fellow soldiers to fight in Belgium. While he was there, the Germans attacked. Khan's comrades were eventually killed, but Khan kept firing despite being injured. His bravery helped prevent the Germans from succeeding and gave Britain enough time to send extra troops. Khan was sent to a hospital in Britain to recover. The king visited him there, and Khan received the Victoria Cross, an award for outstanding bravery. During the war, other British Indian Army soldiers were also awarded the Victoria Cross. Some people say their stories and those of many British Indian Army soldiers who died in battle have been forgotten. They believe it is time for those stories to be remembered.
Questions. Number 19. What is one thing the speaker tells us about the British Indian Army? Number 20. According to the speaker, what do some people believe?
E. Katharine Wright. American aviation pioneers Wilbur and Orville Wright are famous around the world. Perhaps less well known is the role their sister, Katharine, played in their success. The siblings' mother died when Katharine was a teenager, so she had to take over the household responsibilities. Despite this, Katharine continued her studies and even graduated from college, a rare achievement for a woman in the 19th century. As a supporter of women's rights, she would later join an organization that campaigned to secure the vote for women. After graduation, Katharine took a teaching job, but she kept running the Wright family's affairs. This enabled her brothers to focus on their business activities. After Orville was severely hurt in a test flight, however, she left her job to look after him. Over time, she played an increasingly important role in managing the brothers' records and correspondence. And she even traveled abroad to promote their aviation projects.
Questions. Number 21. What does the speaker say about Katharine Wright as a teenager? number 22. Why did Katharine stop teaching? F. Horse chestnut trees. Horse chestnut trees are common in the United Kingdom, both in parks and in natural areas. In recent years, however, they have been threatened by a disease known as bleeding canker. This damages the bark of the trees and interferes with the transport of nutrients from the roots to the branches. Scientists initially believed the disease was due to a fungus, but recent studies revealed that it was caused by bacterial infection. Thousands of horse chestnut trees across the country have been infected, many of which are expected to die. In an attempt to control the disease, large numbers of trees have been cut down in infected areas. However, some experts believe this could be counterproductive, since it also destroys trees that have recovered from the disease or have natural resistance to it. This prevents scientists from studying these trees in order to find ways to protect all horse chestnut trees.
Questions. Number 23. What does the speaker say about bleeding canker? Number 24. What do some experts believe about bleeding canker? G. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 25.
We have some positions at local stores. First up is Snow's Supermarket. Working days are flexible, which is great, but the hourly pay is very low. Then we have Healy Good Shoe Plaza. The hourly pay here is considerably better. It's 3 evenings, Monday through Wednesday, with 1 Sunday shift a month. Next is HCE, the clothing retailer. The hourly pay is the best of the bunch. Shifts run from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. Finally, Mega Z Music. The hourly pay is the same as Snow's, and you work 5 weekday evenings a week.
Now, mark your answer on your answer sheet.
H. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 26.
Attention everyone. Due to a possible gas leak, we must initiate emergency evacuation procedures for buildings A and B. If you are on the first floor of Building A, make your way to the main lobby exit. If you are on the first floor of Building B, proceed to the exit in the north wing. If you are on the second or third floor of Building A, proceed to the main stairwell in the atrium. If you are on the second or third floor of Building B, proceed to the large stairwell in Stetson Hall. Thank you for your cooperation.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
I. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 27.
This is Natalie. I've done some research and come up with some potential suppliers. First, there's Nexus Flow. Their sensors are $175 each. Their minimum order is 1,000 units, however. Another company I found was Omnisensor. They are regularly $200 each, but if we order over 500, we could get the price down to $170 per item. Brierson Technologies has sensors for $160 with no minimum order. Oh, wait. Their sensors aren't compatible with our doors. Finally, there's Winchester Electronics. Their price was $190 for 500 or more and $170 for orders over 1,000 units. Let me know if you have any questions.
Now, mark your answer on your answer sheet.
J. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 28.
First, Carlos needs to choose an instrument. There's the flute, which is a fun instrument once students start making progress. Rentals are $175 per term. Next is the trumpet, which is also a lot of fun. Rentals are priced the same as for the flute. The clarinet is also popular. It's relatively easy to learn, but difficult to master. Rentals are $140 per term. Finally, we have the drums. The $125 term fee allows in-school use of a band drum set. You mentioned you didn't have one at home, which makes practice difficult, so I'd consider a wind instrument for now.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
K. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 29.
Thanks for calling Doggy Lives. We have 4 dogs that are ready for a new home. Tiffy is a black Labrador with a sweet personality. She's house-trained and well-behaved around kids. Roger is a fun, outgoing, honey-colored Labrador. Unlike Tiffy, though, he will require further training. Fluffy is a cute spaniel. She's only 1, so she still needs some training and attention. Finally, Wildy is a charming poodle. He's a bit naughty, though, and likes to be the center of attention, so he's best suited to a couple or family with children high school age or older. Stay on the line to speak to a shelter volunteer.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
Number 1.
Hi, aren't you Akiko's dad? I'm Jamilia's mum.
Nice to meet you. Sports Day is always so exciting.
Absolutely. What event is Akiko doing?
Akiko's going to be running later today. But first, she's participating in the high jump and the javelin.
She's so multi-talented. Jamilia only competes in the 400-meter race.
But I hear she usually comes in first place. Maybe that's a result of specializing in just one event.
Question. What do we learn about Akiko?
Number 2.
Isabella, do you have any more painkillers in your desk drawer? My headache won't go away.
I do, but you only took the last one an hour ago.
I know, but I can't concentrate on my work.
It would be better to stop staring at the computer and rest your eyes for a while.
I'd like to, but I have to finish checking this report. The boss wants it in an hour.
Let me do that. You go to the break room for a bit.
Question. What does the woman imply? Number 3.
What's the matter, honey? You look upset.
I am. I had a meeting with the vice president today, and he said our section's budget would be cut from next quarter.
That doesn't sound good.
They're eliminating 2 sales representatives' jobs, and I have to decide who will have to go.
Oh, that must be tough. You're close to everyone on your team, aren't you?
Yes, very. I have no idea how I'm going to choose. Right now, I really regret accepting my promotion last year.
Question. Why is the woman upset?
Number 4.
How's the campaign going? The city council elections are just a couple of weeks away.
I feel good about it. I have a solid base of voters, and my ratings have been going up in the opinion polls every week.
I've seen your campaign signs outside many homes over in Eastwood. It looks like your message has reached a lot of people there.
I hope so. I've been visiting one new neighborhood a day and speaking with community members to better understand the issues in their areas.
Question. What does the man say? Number 5.
Did you take your smartphone back to the electronics store?
Yes, and they gave me a full refund because it was defective.
That's a relief.
Yes, but they wouldn't take back the case I bought for the phone.
What do you mean?
The clerk said the refund policy didn't apply because it had no defects.
But it's useless without the phone.
That's what I said. But they said it was store policy. I sure won't be shopping there again.
Question. Why is the man upset?
Number 6.
What did you think of Jason's presentation in our economics seminar?
It certainly got everyone's attention. The illustrations were very impressive.
That's for sure. Some of Jason's ideas are brilliant. I wish he'd added a bit more specific information, though.
That's a good point. There were quite a few questions at the end, weren't there?
Yes, I wish there had been more time, because I had a couple myself.
Question. What does the woman say about Jason's presentation?
Number 7.
Molly, have you finished that presentation I asked you to make?
Sorry, I've been busy photocopying all the materials for the monthly meeting. I'll do it this afternoon.
You need to learn to delegate work, you know. You're a senior member of the team now, so you can get the junior members to do things like that.
You're right. I guess I'm not used to telling people what to do.
Well, you should get used to it if you ever want to become a manager.
Question. What does the man say the woman should do?
Number 8.
I heard you practicing your guitar. You're really talented.
Thanks. I've been taking lessons for about a year.
I go to an informal music club on Thursday nights. Some people play instruments, others sing. You should join us.
Sounds fun, but I don't think I can.
You don't have to be worried about the group. They are very supportive of new members.
It's not that. I look after my sister's kids on Thursdays while she goes to a night class.
Too bad. You'd be a great addition to the group.
Question. Why is the man unable to join the group?
Number 9.
You look awful, Nathan. Have you come down with something?
I missed the bus after work last night because I finished late. I had to walk home in the rain, and I think I caught a chill.
Why didn't you call me? I could have come and gotten you in the car.
I thought you'd already be in bed.
That's very thoughtful of you, but call me if it happens again. I'd rather you wake me up if it stops you from getting sick.
Thanks, I will.
Question. What does the woman offer to do in the future?
Number 10.
Lily, have you seen my earphones anywhere?
They are in my room. I borrowed them yesterday.
I wish you wouldn't take my things without asking. I needed those earphones for an online meeting this morning.
Sorry, I meant to return them, but it slipped my mind.
Why were you using my earphones anyway? I thought Mom and Dad gave you some for your birthday.
They did, but I lost them, and I can't afford to buy some more.
Question. Why is the man annoyed with the woman?
Number 11.
Honey, guess what? The boss pulled me aside and she asked me to head up the company's latest ad campaign.
That's great, Beverly. But I thought you said June would probably get it.
June was offered the position, but he'll be taking paternity leave next month, so he couldn't commit to it. I guess I was next in line.
It'll be a fantastic opportunity to really show them what you can do, Beverly.
Yeah, you're right. It's a bit daunting, though.
Question. What do we learn from this conversation?
Number 12.
Katharine, is that you? I haven't seen you in ages.
Jim? What a surprise! What are you doing here?
I'm on my lunch break. I work for a company about 2 blocks away.
Didn't you set up your own headhunting business?
That only lasted a few years, unfortunately. What do you do these days?
I work freelance. Actually, I'm on my way to meet a client right now.
Oh, I won't keep you then. We should get together for lunch sometime.
Good idea. I'll call you.
Question. What do we learn about the man? A. The secrets of Stonehenge. Stonehenge in southern England is one of the world's best-known ancient stone circles. The monument is more than 4,000 years old and was constructed using 2 types of stones, one of which was brought from many miles away. The effort required to do this suggests Stonehenge was important to the people who built it, but who those people were is unknown. Most experts believe, however, that the monument was used for religious ceremonies. A study in the United Kingdom has added a new twist. By making a model of the original monument, researchers discovered that it would have acted like a sound chamber. This suggests that it may have been designed to increase the volume of sound inside the circle, but make it difficult for people outside to hear. This has led to a theory that the site was intended for a restricted group rather than the whole community.
Questions. Number 13. What is one thing the speaker says about the monument? Number 14. What did a study in the United Kingdom suggest about the monument?
B. Kelp forests. Kelps are algae that grow as large ribbons of seaweed in coastal oceans, often forming dense clusters called kelp forests. These absorb the force of waves, creating an environment that is calm enough to allow marine animal species of varying sizes and places in the food chain to thrive in them. These ecosystems also benefit humans by absorbing millions of tons of carbon dioxide, much like forests on land, and boosting commercial and recreational fishing industries by providing habitats for fish. While past studies have revealed much about kelp forests, US researchers have recently learned how they support salmon. Though juvenile salmon use kelp forests for shelter and to find food as other marine creatures do, they also use them as a physical net to help herd prey fish into small groups. This helps the salmon consume enough food to sustain the rapid growth they require to survive.
Questions. Number 15. What is one thing the speaker says about kelp forests? Number 16. According to the speaker, what is true with regard to salmon? C. A chess master. Paul Charles Morphy was an American chess master born in 1837. He learned chess at a young age by watching his father and uncle play together, and by the time he was 20, he had won the first American Chess Congress. His exceptional skill even allowed him to play several opponents simultaneously while blindfolded, rarely losing. He went on to tour Europe, defeating several top players, including Germany's Adolf Anderssen, who was the world's best player at the time. Known for his innovative style, Morphy emphasized rapid development and positional play. His most famous game is the opera game, in which he played against two opponents working together. The game was held in a theater during an opera performance, with Morphy winning the match in his characteristically rapid style. To this day, the game is considered by many as one of the best examples of Morphy's approach to playing chess.
Questions. Number 17. What do we learn about Paul Charles Morphy? Number 18. What does the speaker say about the opera game? D. Jethro Tull. Jethro Tull's 18th century invention of a machine called a seed drill transformed agriculture. Before it, farmers had two inefficient options: planting each seed by hand or spreading seeds by throwing them. However, planting by hand was extremely time-consuming, while throwing seeds caused many to fall in places where they would not grow. Tull's seed drill did the digging, planting, and covering all at once, allowing farmers to better control where seeds were planted and increasing speed. Before Tull, people mainly used devices called hoes to break up soil during planting. However, he realized it was important to continue using hoes while growing crops. Tull believed that plants fed on the soil itself, and that breaking it up would make it easier for them to consume the dirt around them. Although this was incorrect, using a hoe allowed more air and moisture to reach the roots, so the plants grew better.
Questions. Number 19. What is one thing that we learn about Jethro Tull's seed drill? Number 20. What mistake did Tull make?
E. Eastern hellbenders. A salamander species known as the eastern hellbender inhabits the beds of rivers and streams in the eastern U.S. In recent decades, hellbender populations have severely declined due to factors like habitat loss and waterway pollution. Because hellbenders absorb most of their oxygen through their skin instead of their lungs, they are especially vulnerable to the effects of pollution, as toxins in water can easily enter their body directly. A major factor affecting hellbender populations has been dams, many of which were constructed to provide electrical power and create reservoirs for use in agriculture. Dams restrict water flow, worsening river pollution and reducing water quality. Recently, dam removal projects have increased. When dams are removed, hellbenders gain an immediate advantage from the increased flow of oxygen-rich water. Researchers say dam removal is especially important today, as climate change threatens to alter river ecosystems in ways that could further harm hellbenders.
Questions. Number 21. According to the speaker, what makes hellbenders particularly vulnerable to pollution? Number 22. What is one thing the speaker says about dams? F. Auckland's underground tunnels. The city of Auckland, New Zealand, was built in an area containing dozens of volcanoes. Underground, there is an extensive system of tunnel-like caves created by lava flows from past eruptions. Many of these caves are considered sacred by the indigenous Maori people, who have used them to bury the bones of their ancestors. However, as Auckland's population grows and construction projects increase, caves are increasingly being filled with cement or destroyed. Scientists and government officials are now collaborating to create a database of the entire cave system to help protect and preserve the caves. In addition to their cultural importance, the caves offer clues about future volcanic eruptions and could help scientists predict where dangerous lava flows might occur. However, making cave locations publicly available could attract people who want to vandalize them, so there will be a need to limit access to some of the information.
Questions. Number 23. What does the speaker say about population growth in Auckland? Number 24. What is one thing the speaker suggests about the caves? G. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 25.
Over here, we have the Glacier Pro. It's equipped with a touchscreen that lets you create shopping lists and synchronize them with your devices. Next, there's the Neo Chill 5000. You can monitor the internal temperature through an app to maximize energy efficiency. Over here is the CoolGuard Elite. This large fridge has powerful cooling technology to keep your food fresher for longer. Finally, we have the Slimline 300. This one is all about appearances. What it lacks in energy efficiency, it makes up for in style. Each model has its strengths, so let's find the right one for you.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
H. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 26.
I've inspected the water heater and everything's functioning properly. Your issue is being caused by this valve here. It adjusts the flow of water and it needs replacement. Since your water heater is a rental, all repairs to it are covered in the monthly fee, but the valve is part of the pipe system. Replacing it would be $450. Another option would be signing up for our plumbing plan. It covers repairs to all the plumbing in your house, including pipes, sinks, and valves. It's $300 per year, and there's no obligation to renew it.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
I. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 27.
Welcome to the Westfield HR Conference. Here are today's lectures. Keynote speaker Professor Winston Brown will give his thoughts on AI's impact on the country's largest corporations. In this digital age, strategies for hiring new staff need to keep up. So join Joanne Jarrell as she outlines the latest developments to help you get the folks you need. Eddie Aitken will showcase reward systems and how to utilize them to increase worker productivity. Last but not least, Louise Kanzler will do a deep dive into mergers and acquisitions, which can be extremely disruptive to employees if not handled with care.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
J. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 28.
One option is the Schmidt Trail, which offers fantastic views of Mount Blackstone. It's mainly flat, with the exception of one extremely steep section. The Wilson Trail takes you past Lake Huntington. It could be quite slippery today, but the lake views are spectacular. The Redford Trail is nice for leisurely hikes, although it doesn't compare with the others in terms of scenery. The Bourne Trail is ideal for a leisurely hike and has a gorgeous waterfall. Unfortunately, it's under repair, but it will be open next week.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
K. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 29.
Passengers waiting for flights BN 117 to Berlin, AM 306 to Amsterdam, and VA 312 to Vienna may now proceed to the boarding gates. Please note that the gate for AM 306 to Amsterdam has changed. This will now be departing from Gate 13 rather than Gate 9. Gates 1 to 10 are a 10-minute walk from the departure lounge. For gate numbers 11 and above, take the airport shuttle. Please allow 15 minutes to get to your gate. If you are unsure of your gate number, please check the departures board or speak to our airport staff. Thank you and enjoy your flight.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.